Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Addison, whatever time you're listening, and thank you for joining us for our ASD Chat for All podcast. We have lots of fun and exciting things on the horizon for Addison School District 4, and this podcast allows us the opportunity to connect with our parents and guardians, families, and community to celebrate our students, their accomplishments, and so much more. Your hosts for this podcast are ASD4 Superintendent Dr. Nick Sutton and myself, Dean Constantopoulos. You interested in hearing more about what's going on in District 4? Come on in and have a chat. Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for another episode of our ASD Chat for All podcast. My name is Dean Constantopoulos. I'll be one of your hosts, and I'm here with my co-host, Dr. Nick Sutton. Nick, how are we doing today? It's you know what? Second week of school?
Yeah, all right, so you just completely stole my whole topic.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, but it's nice. Second week of school, the sun is shining.
Mm-hmm.
It's been very reasonable temperatures.
Oh, yeah.
And people are excited to be back,
Mm-hmm.
and it's nice. We have continued to use this platform to talk to not only staff members in the district, but today we've got somebody from the community to talk and hang out with us.
That's right. Not just from District 4, all over Addison. Today we have Emily Glimco over here from the Addison Public Library. Emily, how you doing today?
I'm doing great, Dean. Doing great, Dr. Nick.
I appreciate that.
Awesome.
I'll break the ice, and this is going to be easy question.
Totally.
I know you work at the library.
I do.
I know you're passionate about the library, and I know you're obviously passionate about relationships with the district. What exactly do you do at the library?
Sure. So I am the Addison Public Library's Communications and Marketing Coordinator. So that means that I'm the one who designs our newsletter that mails to every home in Addison. So if you've seen the newsletter, you have seen my work, and thank you in advance for reading it.
Excellent.
In addition to the newsletter, I also send all of our email newsletters about our upcoming events and library news. I manage our social media platform. You might also see me at Rockin' Wheels every once in a while.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We can't have the library not going to Rockin' Wheels and having a good time. So yeah, as part of my work, really my main job is to help the community become more aware of all of the resources that are available to them at the library. So.
That's great. See, and that's a fantastic reason to have you on, because there are so many different ways that kind of all of our intergovernmental agencies kind of connect and work together. So kind of piggybacking off of that and going in that same vein here. So I know that the library and District 4 and a lot of other these intergovernmental agencies in Addison collaborate quite a bit. I know that just between us, we kind of send each other little flyers and things that each of our either the school district or the library is doing to kind of help each other out. But what are some examples of, just for our audience here, what are some examples of those collaborative efforts? And
good question.
Just why do you think having that sort of collaboration between the library and the school district is so important?
Of course. Well, as a marketing person, any kind of collaboration between community organizations is a dream, because we all have different audiences, right? I mean, these schools have a direct line to all of our parents in town, for example.
Right.
And so the more that these different community organizations can work together, the more that Addison as a whole becomes more informed about everything that we're doing. And one partnership, too, that I'm especially grateful for, and I hope that people know about, but if they don't...
Let's make sure they know about
Let's
it.
make sure they know about
go.
it, yeah. So we, in the spring, began partnering with Addison School District 4 to offer teen limited access library cards to students in grades 6 and above. And so now, well, actually, let me back up a second here. Kids of any age can get a library card with their parent present. Their parent's the one, with the driver's license and the form of address that we need to verify that you live in Addison. And for kids, it can be kind of hard to get a library card without a parent because they might not have that information. But with the Teen Limited Access Library Card, we made it a lot easier for students to get their library cards if their parents might not be with them.
That's a great idea.
That's really great.
It would not be possible without the schools because we verify student addresses by working with the school district. So then that way all the kids really have to do is say, hey, I'm on a library card. I go to Indian Trail. Here's who I am. And then between the library and the school district. We
and
do
then
the
you
rest.
give them access to resources.
Yes, exactly.
That's amazing. So just to kind of ask one more little question about this topic in particular, what does a student have to bring? Do they have to bring anything in particular to get this card, like their Indian Trail ID or anything like that?
Exactly, yes. We would like students to bring their Indian Trail ID in order to get the card. Just helps us speed up the process and make sure that they are who they say they are and everything like that. But
Perfect.
yeah, then after that, that's it. Super easy. And then those kids can start checking out things from our Library of Things collection. They can check out video games. They can check out up to 3 library materials at a time.
Gotcha.
That is cool. So obviously, you guys do a lot more than just rent out books. And I have no doubt that that's probably a lot of times the perception of a library. So my question is, what are some of those other services? Whether you're a student or just an adult out there in the community that's like, come visit us. We can do fill in the blank.
Absolutely. We say all the time that the library has something for everybody, which is really, really true. It sounds like just marketing fluff, right? But it's not. We really do have something for everybody. So we have a Library of Things collection. That is where you can check out different items from the library, such as memory kits. These are a little bit newer. They are backpacks that are filled with books, DVDs, activities, music, and fidget toys.
Awesome.
And the reason that they're called memory kits is because they're designed to give you an opportunity to connect with a loved one that might have a memory-related issue like Alzheimer's. They're designed to spark communication and, just give you something to do together that's focused around a theme like Chicago sports or Hollywood, things like that.
Oh, that's really interesting. That's cool. That opens the doors up to more than
Yeah.
just it's bringing the whole family together and addressing issues that I don't know, maybe a library wouldn't normally be known for addressing. That's really cool. Sorry,
Exactly.
please continue.
Oh no, that's totally fine. And that's the Library of Things collection has so much in it as well. It also contains things like tools, so an electric drill, a screwdriver set, a stud finder, things like that. So if you're doing something around the house and maybe you don't want to invest in an electric drill because you don't need one very often, you can just borrow ours instead, and it works out really well.
Wow.
Similarly, too, we've got outdoor games and equipment. So if you're like having a barbecue or you want to go to the forest preserve and go fishing, you can check out a fishing pole. You can check out a bocce ball set. We try to give people a wide variety of things that they can check out from the Library of Things collection.
Oh, wow.
And even if you're not outdoorsy too and you want to stay inside, we have things like Legos and puzzles, musical instruments, and even a jewelry cleaner and a knife sharpener. So really, truly, wide variety of things
Very
that you can
cool.
borrow.
And the biggest thing you guys got going on that is out of the ordinary in a good way is you could not be any closer to the junior high.
That is
That
very
was
true.
one of my takeaways coming to the Addison School District community is the proximity is just a beautiful thing.
Oh yeah.
Right, exactly.
Well, and I know that we there have been a lot of collaborative efforts because of that distance. Like, I know a lot of our kids go over to the library once the day is over, and I know in the past we've had tutoring collaboration with the library as well. So I know that's just a really kind of close relationship that we've had, and you know what? I know that I can say that I had no idea that you could rent out any of those things. From the
I
library.
wouldn't have guessed that. That's cool.
Oh yeah, I think that's really cool. So let me ask you this now. So is there anything new at the library that you are really excited about? Any new and upcoming events? Anything that you want to plug to the community about what's coming up at the library?
Sure. Well, September is Library Card Sign-Up Month. It's something that we do every year where if you don't have your library card with us yet and you sign up in September, you get a free gift.
Very
And
cool.
for everybody that does have a library card, we do spend the month trying to educate the community on all of the different benefits of a library card, like all of the money that you can save when you're checking out books instead of buying, or using our electric drill instead of buying a new one, things like that. Speaking of library cards too, we are now only requiring one form of identification as long as that form of identification has your current Addison address. This doesn't sound like a big change, but we find that a lot of the time people will have their driver's license, but they might not have an additional form of address verification.
Yeah.
And so then they
Gotcha.
can't get their library card that day. And we don't want people to not be able to get library cards. So we're trying to do everything we can to make getting a library card as convenient as possible.
That's great.
Something else that's new that people might not know about yet, we just started doing automatic renewals on all of our materials. So most library items will check out for like 2 to 4 weeks or so. But if nobody is in line for an item, then it will automatically renew up to 2 times. So that way you can enjoy it for even longer. For me, I read books really slowly, and so automatic renewals are a game changer for a person like me.
That's great. So it really helps kind of take away some of those late fees or anything like that.
We actually don't have late fees at all.
What? Really?
Whoa,
Yeah.
talk about that lead in.
I had no idea about that either.
Yeah. We haven't had late fees for a very long time now, I don't think. It's been
so cool.
years. Yeah. A lot of libraries have stopped charging late
Yeah.
fees because it's another barrier to access. And for some families, I mean, they might say, oh no, I have $10 in fines on my library account. I'll take care of it eventually. It's just $10. But other families might view that and say, I don't have an extra $10 to spare. I can't believe I let this happen. And
Right.
it turns into this big emotional thing. And suddenly the library is not like a place that you're excited to go back to because you have this fee hanging over your head.
Right.
And that's not how we want anybody to feel about the library. So
That is cool.
It's obvious your passion for the library. So if anybody wanted to reach out to you and talk about anything that we talked about today, or learn more, or just ask general questions, what's the easiest way to reach out to you?
Sure. We have a ton of information on our website at addisonlibrary.org. Me specifically, you can find me on all of our social media platforms. So if you message us on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, you will be talking with me. But also, too, you can email me at any time at glimco@addisonlibrary.org.
Wonderful. Now, Dean, if somebody wants to ask you about late fees for a library book, or
Right.
anything else that has to do with Addison or the Addison community, what's the easiest way to reach out to you?
Best way to reach out to me, that's going to be through Twitter. Our handle is at AddisonSD4. Now, Nick, same question to you. If somebody wants to reach out to you, ask about the second week of school or anything like that, how can they get out to you?
Tweet away at Dr. Nick Sutton is the easiest way to reach me.
Awesome. Well, Emily, thank you so much for coming on. We're so happy to have you.
Thank you for having me.
And for everybody listening, stay tuned for next time. Thank you for tuning in to our ASD Chat for All podcast. Check us out at www.asd4.org, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts for more. We'll be back soon with another episode, so stay tuned.